Real views, live and unapologetic. New episodes every Thursday at 8 at vvclife.com.
This episode is brought to you by our Patreon members. Sign up right now, patreon.com/VVClife. And thank you to all of the patrons that have already signed up and are supporting us right now. No ticket.
We are back. Revenga! I'm sorry. The theme of this week's show is Revenga. For those who don't speak English, that's revenge. I am joined tonight by the greatest review team in the universe. I am blessed and honored to be held up by the pillar of our community. Queen Iris is in the building. She's looking like like a professional potter every week. Look at the mic. She got the mic set up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? She got a porn backdrop on her. She's ready to go.
I'm ready.
Hello. We got the executive producer, my dog, in the building. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Lingo, movie Lingo.
That's good.
Y'all had too much fun while I was gone.
We did. There's those sound effects. We had to wing it.
You didn't keep referencing it. I wouldn't have thought about it, but you kept saying, "Well, we don't have sound effects for this part," and I'm just like,
I felt naked. I felt weird.
It was like, this part is way too quiet. I don't know what to do with it. Just tell a joke, man. Just keep it going. But y'all did a great job. I enjoyed watching the episode. There are some counterpoints that I will bring up in a later show, not this episode. But I felt like you guys made it. You guys survived. Y'all did y'all thing. You know what I mean? Y'all did it. You know what I mean? So the OG squad made it happen. Give y'all a hand clap. All right. So, we can't do nothing until we celebrate our beloved heritage and history. You know what I'm saying? So we are about to get into our blackity black y'all segment. Before we do, make sure you follow these beautiful people on all social media platforms. You got the beautiful Iris _real reviews right here. You got my guy at Movie Lingo right here. You got Dad Panther coming right up off of the ship right into the show. So follow at Dad Panther on social media, and that is it. Also, make sure you follow at VVC Life, and you can sign up on our Patreon and support the growth of this wonderful show. We do have a new member. I forgot his name, but shout out to you for signing up. I will find out before the end of the show. Now that I've gotten all the business out of the way. Sorry. Cyberpunk. We are live streaming this Friday at 8 p.m. Join us for Cyberpunk. It is a RPG. It's called a role-playing game where people imagine a scenario and they take on characters in this imaginary world, and then we play a game to see if we can win in our brains. So you should log in and use your brain to imagine with us as we role play together. And you are all welcome to become a part of it. In addition to that, March the 6th, throw some hand claps up. The Indie Show is doing their first annual The Indie Show Awards. The first time ever virtual award. Completely virtual award ceremony. I've never done anything like this. We've got some phenomenal stuff planned, and we want you guys to come tune in and be a part of it. There's a bunch of surprises. You never know. Real reviews might get an award. We just don't know. You got to tune in to find out. So with that being said, it's time for us to go to work and earn our pay.
Black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, taking our blackness up to the highest level, and Dad Panther trying to literally show us his ass to kiss. Thank you. Like maybe I can kiss my motherfucking. All right. Thanks, buddy.
For real.
So, Ron, make sure you turn up your volume today. That was something. You have such a beautiful voice. I don't know why you keep trying to hide it from the world, man.
Don't lie.
Let people's earlobes ingratiate that deep baritone voice you got, that olive oil voice. Yeah, give it to us, man.
Bullshit. Excuse me.
Dost thou protest too much? Maybe thou might be a little jealous of somebody's voice. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
you know, you got a nice voice. I mean, kinda. So anyway, I'm just playing. Come on, girl, take over. It's your time. It's your time to shine.
Alrighty, y'all. So today we're gonna be talking about the one, the only Adriana DeBose.
Ooh.
Yes. She is the trifecta, Puerto Rican, Black, and Italian descent. Okay. And of course, our lovely lady, she is from Wilmington, North Carolina. Goodness, could not get that word out. And she actually made her television debut competing on the sixth season of So You Think You Can Dance back in 2009. Now, of course, we all know her from Wish. She played Asha, which was the main character. She played Anita in West Side Story. And the funny thing is, she was also in Hamilton in a very thought out character. She actually played the character called the Bullet. She was strategically placed throughout the play, and her character basically is the Bullet, which foreshadows the bullet that Hamilton gets at the end of the play.
Gangster.
Yes.
Sorry, couldn't help myself.
Yes, and she's still fairly new to the scene. She mostly started doing theater, but now she's, getting more involved into movies, and I can't wait to see what she has coming to us next. Yes,
Shout out to her, man. Got to give her some hand claps on that one. Let's do it. All right. So it's time to, it's time to go back. Just in case you didn't come in for the show last week, there was a phenomenal episode that went on. These three great reviewers banded together to tell you about films that you probably ignored, but they had to talk about it to get you interested. Let's see what they got.
Oh, they're doing the previously thing. Do it again. Previously.
Introducing the girl, what was her name? Grace? Was her name Grace? The leader of the boxers? Yeah. As soon as she started talking to him, about her poop situations, I was like, I don't trust this bitch. No woman who is trying to holler at a man, first conversation coming out her mouth is not going to be about her poop, because that is not cute. Okay, you're supposed to be in the I'm a girl, I don't poop stage, because I am a pretty feminine woman who doesn't do things like that. Glitter. Exactly. I fart rainbows. Like, you know what? I don't even fart. It smells like cinnamon. That's the vibe. That's the vibe you're supposed to give off when you're first trying to, shoot your shot.
Don't talk about poop.
I was trying to catch a whiff of that cinnamon and I couldn't. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. People whiff it in. Some people got the whiff and some people don't. All right. So thank you, Iris. I did not know this very deep little piece of information that, if she starts talking about the poop, then she's definitely trying to kill me. So I'll definitely keep that in mind for future reference. I mean, because it's so important. I don't know when a chick is trying to murder me, but that was definitely a clear sign. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I missed it.
I missed it too. That was a part when I was watching the review. I was like, damn, you weren't far off. It's not like I didn't believe you. I was just like, That's interesting piece of information you just kind of put there.
Yeah, don't nobody talk about their shit first round. Like, no, we don't do those things. Not at all.
Facts. And that she is referencing a character in the movie The Brother's Son, where one of the brothers has a run-in with a young lady that is into him. And you know, they share some intimate stories. We'll just say it like that.
Yeah.
All right. He said, LOL, I know that's why you saw my ass. Okay. And in the breaks, I keep it moving. That's super important. Thank you so much for that sidebar comment. So
that's why it's in the private chat.
Oh,
yeah.
It was. I felt like it was just something you needed to say. So I was like, all right,
in
cool.
The private chat. Right?
Facts. All right. So let me move on. My bad. So we breaking numbers this week. I don't have a slide or something fancy for it. You know what? Hey, let's just play some. Sound like we're in the office right now. So like, all right, we're gonna break down the numbers. This is what's happening in box office Mijojo. Top 5. Let's see. Let's get into the top 5 releases of the week. All right. Let's see the weekend. I'm still confused by this. I'm still trying to understand. Somebody give me a let's see. Clip to this. Son of a monkey's uncle. What's going on here?
You don't know what you're doing.
They didn't. They changed the setup.
Yeah, they changed the setup.
It used to be real cut and dry. About at least the opening this past weekend would be on the homepage.
All right. The 19th through the 21st. All right, guys, shut it up in the background. There you go. All right, let's get them out. They were just too loud. I'm sorry, guys. All right, number 5 in the box office. Hand claps. Anyone But You grosses $5 million, $5.4 million, down 24%, bringing their total domestic gross up to $64,224,000. Give him a little hand clap. There you go.
They moved our Aquaman out of the top 5.
Facts, which it shouldn't be hard because that movie sucked. It was good. It was good, but it was bad. It was good, bad, whatever.
Yeah,
all right,
that bad.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's got Hispanic people. Of course, you have to love it. So anyway, number 4 is Migration, bringing in $5.4 million. They're only down 12%, what brings up their total domestic gross to $94,800,000. Yeah. Oh man, the newly minted racist. I smell cancel. I smell. Number 3 is Wonka, bringing in $6.7 million, down 20% from last week. When bringing their total domestic gross up to $187 million. Wait a minute, $187,400,000 and some change. All right. So this is actually at number 2 this week. It held because it was number 2 last week. I think it's been out for a few weeks now. I can't remember specifically, but this weekend it brought $8.6 million in. And I'm talking about Beekeeper, which brings its total domestic gross up to $31,256,000, which is amazing considering they only spent $200, one key of cocaine, and probably 20 fake guns to make that movie.
Why did I take you serious for that? Like the first part, I was like, man, for real?
$200, a key of cocaine, and some fake guns. That's all it took to make this movie, man. Look, and they so sneaky. They don't even want to tell you what theater, what distribution company did the movie. Look, it's just blank. Number 1. And holding number 1 from last week. Come on, Iris. You know what I mean? Start clapping now. Mean Girls, yeah. Come on, man. Women are taking over the box office, leading it. You know what I'm saying? $11,600,000, bringing their total. Damn, their total domestic gross is only $50 million.
Right?
I guess that's cool.
I'm sorry.
But it being only up.
I'm still faithful to the Lindsay Lohan Mean Girls. I'm sorry. I didn't even go see that movie. There was no need to remake it.
You know, I'm curious, where was the color purple on that? Because Mean Girls is a musical, or not a musical, but like a Broadway, and then color purple.
Let me make this a little bigger. Maybe
I mean, technically it's a flop because I think they spent 100 and something million on it.
Hold on, I'm still going down. All right, 30.
It's up there. You passed it.
I did. I passed it so fast.
Yeah, you passed it.
Okay, there.
Right there. Number 17.
There we go, man.
59 mil.
They spent over 100 something to make it 120.
Well, you know, once it hit China, it's gonna go number one to the top.
Stop it. You know.
No. When it hits Africa,
do well over
number
here.
one.
It hits Africa.
Boom, number one. We out of there. No, it's not gonna do well. England, bam, smash, bang, boom, baby, to the moon, Alice. No. All right.
It's about to be on streaming.
All right. When we hit France, baby, we're gonna do it in France. No. I mean, all right, whatever. All right.
I'll take Whoopi any day. I'm good.
Yeah. I'm trying to be supportive. Y'all can't keep, I'm trying to like bring it up here.
Harpo to beat me.
I just feel like there's certain movies that they're classic. There's no need to remake it. It's like, ain't nobody here talking about, ooh, let's remake Driving Miss Daisy. Like, no.
You see, you shouldn't have said that. Now it's about to happen.
Yeah, that wasn't the best one.
And
now it's gonna happen.
Idris is gonna be Morgan Freeman's character.
They'd be like, previously on Real Reviews.
Yep. See, mark it. You just made the real.
I spoke it into existence. My bad, guys. My bad.
Oh, Dad Panther, turn your mic up, please. Turn your mic up. All right, and for those, while you guys are still stunned in the moment,
everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here.
Yeah,
now,
Iris didn't mean it seriously.
How are you?
No, I'm fine. Thanks. I just needed you to. Like she just lunged it out there. Like, yeah, man, we're gonna redo that. No, I don't want to. Not even a little bit. But whatever. Let you do your thing.
Yeah.
Boy, you're a real professional, Iris. Look at you. You know what I mean? Woo! Anyway, we'll be right back. Nothing. Just do work. You doing a fine job. All right. It's time for it. That's our throwback film of the day, Heat.
He's here. I can feel it.
You search for the scent of your prey, and then you hunt them down. That's the only thing you're committed to.
It keeps me sharp, on the edge, where I gotta be. You want to be making moves on the street, allow nothing to be in your life that you cannot walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you spot the heat around the corner. Well, my life's a disaster zone because I spend all my time chasing guys like you around the block. I do what I do best. I take scores. You do what you do best, trying to stop guys like me.
You've been walking through our life dead.
All I am is what I'm going after.
From the Gunfather to Scent of a Woman.
All right. If you are from my generation, you just got goosebumps, baby. And you started reciting lines the moment these characters come on screen. This is it's a cult classic, it's a commercial classic, it's a industry beloved classic. It is a classic by classic standards. Like, this is the only way you can define this film is a fucking classic. Like, you can find a million videos on YouTube of people breaking down every freaking scene of this movie and talking about how beautifully constructed the characters are, the cinematography. They will break down every nuance of this film. Am I correct that Michael Mann did this?
Yes.
And is it okay if I say this was probably the point where he flushed the rest of his career down the toilet?
Absolutely.
All righty then. All right. Woo! So anyway, let me give you my initial impressions, and then I'll just back out of the room because these guys they're gonna kill this. You know what I'm saying? Is that I was a kid. I was in high school when it first hit theaters, but I didn't see the film until maybe a decade later. Not going to say a decade, but maybe like 5 or 6 years. And I'm going to date myself. When I purchased this, it was in VHS form, and it came with 2 VHS tapes. So it was like this big ass fucking shrink wrap box, and it had at the time the 2 most prominent actors in action, and like you're talking about 2 actors that define criminal action. Well, where they both were in The Godfather. One's in this gangster film, the other one's in this gangster film, Scarface, and this and that, and all of these films, these great beloved films, but you never get to see them go head to head. So this is an action. This is like a 1980s, 90s action movie lovers like wet dream. Like you get to see these guys are going at each other. It's not over the top. It's not screaming and jumping off of buildings. It's a real gritty street level. And I'm just still talking about the trailer because like everything I'm seeing in the trailer is making me go, oh, I've got to see this. But I'm too poor at the time. I couldn't afford those 2 VHS tapes. But when I came into funds, when I got to work and move into my own place, because you can't watch this around the parents because there was titties and extreme levels of violence. But once I got my own, Jesus, I was delivered into the promised land. So I'm going to leave it at that. Then I'm going to move it on to Dad Panther. You know what I'm saying? What's up, man?
I enjoyed this movie, but the initial reaction was, or thought was, this was a classic on so many levels. And so to be able to watch this, and I couldn't remember anything. So I honestly watched it as if it was the first time I saw it. I did not know. I kind of had the understanding there was no significant twist, but I was like, I got a chance to enjoy it completely. And I even watched it halfway the second go around. I just started back up and started again. So initially I just wanted to, soak it all up in. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, Iris.
Before I forget to unmute myself. So of course, initial reaction is I was just excited because I remember it from when I was younger. We'll leave it at that. And I do recall that the 2 VHSs myself. Vaguely though, vaguely. But I was excited because I do agree this is a classic, and it's like these 2 men, Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, together in this movie is like beautiful. I love seeing those 2 actors. They are both my favorite actors when it comes to like crime dramas, anything that's really gritty. Those are like the best 2 actors. Like I love them in stuff like that. And so my initial reaction was like, yay, we're doing Heat. That was my initial reaction.
Eddie.
Yeah, so my initial reaction back then, I actually was fortunate enough to see it in theaters, and I actually went and saw it like literally 3 weekends in a row. Sorry, JS1, but my initial reaction was extreme excitement. They were pumping it up more so than the story. Every outlet kept talking about was the 2 people face to face on the screen for the first time, how it's iconic. It's film history in the making. Automatically, it's going to be talked about for years to come. And I was so hyper focused on that. And then on top of that, the movie itself was an added bonus. I went to see that moment. And then the movie itself was just an added bonus. So I was super excited.
Agreed. All right. So who wants to do their highs and lows? Who wants to kick it off?
All right. Really? Well, I'll go.
There you go.
All right. So my highs for me was definitely the chemistry with everybody on the set. They cast it perfectly. I felt like everybody, even though they were in their own lane with their clout, people understood that this is about the creativity. You know, egos weren't overshining through the role. People weren't overacting, trying to outdo each other. It was just all about the story and the performance. So my highs for that was definitely all those people you had that were trying to give you the best product possible. The acting was great. The cinematography was great. The writing of De Niro's character and the whole process, that world, I thought that was great. And also one of my highs was that it introduced me to bearer bonds. I didn't understand the value of bearer bonds. Didn't even know what they were until I saw that movie. So that was another tremendous high. And again, to get that film moment in history with those two sharing the scene together, and it wasn't cheated like nowadays when they put people in commercials. You know, LeBron do AT&T commercial, but he filmed it in his living room, and then they composite now. Anyway, so you don't get that stuff nowadays. Back then, they actually put them together. And then to hear the stories when I watched the DVD behind the scenes, that they were asking for multiple takes. They wanted to give more. They wanted that scene just as much as we did, and I love that. So the whole process of that atmosphere, the world, what for me, making me want to root for the bad guys, I think is a phenomenal acting storytelling itself. It doesn't happen often. I mean, well, it's nowadays everybody wants to be mafia, everybody wants to be a drug dealer, but back then, you know, making you want the good guy, the bad guys to win, even though the good guy is somebody that's iconic to you, that just lets you know that the story itself was definitely good. As far as lows, the only real lows that I have is, and I'm sorry if I'm stealing from other people's thunder. You know, I'm not going to even do that. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to say that, in my opinion, that the lows was that the good guys were not really, I feel like the good guys weren't written strong enough. That's what I'll say. I feel like that we got lucky that Al Pacino was willing to play that part, but really the writing for the good guys was flat. And that's why you end up wanting the bad guys to win so much. It's so focused on them and developing them and their partnership. And we just got blessed that Al Pacino was willing to take on such a flat role, in my opinion. And that's all I got.
That's deep. Yo, Iris, this takes place in New York, your old stomping ground. So you can now stomp on Eddie and disagree. So like, just go ahead and take it away.
It's actually in LA, I thought. Yeah.
It's not in New York. So
LA.
anyways, there is not, I would not say I disagree with Mr. Lingo here. But I would have to say my highs is I liked the contrast between Al Pacino's character and Robert De Niro's character. How Robert De Niro, as the criminal, he is more calm and collective and very concise with what he's doing. While Al Pacino, just as great, but you see more of a he's more bombastic compared to Robert De Niro's character. You know, there's moments where he's really sarcastic and just gets wild and crazy. And I liked the contrast between those two characters. You know, and another high for me is that, you know, he is actually based off of, you know, a true story. You know, it's really about Neil. Well, I think that crime guy, Neil McCauley. And the funny thing is the scene of where Al Pacino and Robert De Niro's character are meeting for coffee, that actually happened. They really did that. And they put that into the movie. So I really like that they tried to like put pieces that, you know, really happened with this criminal and this detective, with Chuck Adamson, who was the detective in real life. And they try to include those real pieces into the movie, into the story, so that, you know, you can really connect with these characters. And my only low for this movie is that I feel like Natalie Portman's character as the stepdaughter to Al Pacino, I don't feel like her character was necessary. I feel like, you know, it was just like a side piece, like so that you can see, because the movie is so focused on our bad guys. That's why you're rooting for the bad guys, because you get to see their personal lives. And there are other detectives, but Al Pacino, his life is the only life you really get to see what's going on personally for him. And I just feel like Natalie Portman's like character just, I don't know. I just feel like it was just some extra shit that they put in the movie. I don't feel like it was necessary at all, you know? Especially because the main focus is these two men and who's gonna win, you know? So that was my only low, really.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Dad Panther, take it away.
All right, so I'll go into the highs. The highs is this is a classic movie. I mean, you can watch it now and you can still see how great this movie is, even with some of the flaws that you'll see, whether weapons or certain, but that action scene is one of the best shootouts, and a lot of movies take nod to that. The whole style of it just had a great feel. It didn't feel like a soda. It felt like not even like a bubbly Four Locos or something. It felt like a bourbon whiskey, relax, turn off the lights and just enjoy the cinema you're watching. The cast was smooth. I mean, again, like Lingo mentioned before, we don't see that really as much now. People pay to go see the name of the person in the movie and to have these stars, and then stars before I think at one point you had the Allstate guy who became President Palmer on 24. Like you had a lot of like Natalie and all these other things where it's like this cast was something and still something. The story was intriguing. The only thing that I would say that would be bad, I wouldn't say the only thing, there was a few things. The downfall of it was, I'll just go off with the diversity. There wasn't much diversity here. It could have been just the time and where we were, but any character that was Black or Spanish, any character that was a female wasn't anything more than just to push the narrative. It's almost like you saw them on screen and you're like, they're not going to last long. Why? Because they had nothing to do with anything important. Other than one or two characters, and one for each side. That was really it. The other thing was, I wish we would have got another one. I mean, I know you guys joked and said the director, the writer / kind of fell off maybe afterwards, but I mean, it would have been so cool to see a sequel. I know they're working on one, but the other thing that I would say was the teams weren't equal. And so Lingo mentioned that earlier, where when you really go back and watch this, it's unfortunate because there's no balance to the team. You're so drawn to the bad guys because yes, one, you get the development of what's going on. And the other thing about it is the bad guys are cunning. They're smart. They're sophisticated. They're brutal. There's so many layers to it, even when they fuck up. But they're one step, multiple steps ahead of the police. And when you look at Owl's character and his team, there was nobody that stood out. If you really break it down, I hate to say it, almost every time that they caught up to the bad guys, it was only because they used a handicap. It was they had a snitch, they lucked up, somebody turned around and they shouldn't. But in all honesty, you rooting for the bad guys because they're on their job, they're standing on business. So it's one of those movies that I wanted the bad guy to win. I didn't want Pacino or Al Pacino to die or nothing like that. No cop getting shot, but I was really rooting for the bad guy. And so for me, it's still a classic, but I wish I had a second.
Wow. I love the way you guys have gone in and broken this down. As the resident retard, it took me a long time to understand how deep this film was. The first 3 or 4 watches when I was young, I just thought it was great. And these are the reasons why I thought it was great. I love immersive films. This is before I realized that films didn't need to be so long. I just felt like whatever the time was, that's what I was meant to sit in. So the immersion of it, the late nights, the drive-in and like, I mean, it's just such a lifestyle film, so that you have time to really get to know. It's so slow because they want you to get to know the characters. They want you to understand what it's like to, be in an investigation and going through all of this stuff. So you're really living in both of these worlds between the cop and the other guys. So I thought that was amazing. As much as I hear everything you guys are saying, I feel like there was a purpose for all of it. I feel like Natalie Portman being just a piece of shit was important to highlighting how cops aren't always the good guys. You know, they're not always making the best decisions. And it's not because they're necessarily bad people. It might be because they're idiots, or it might be because they're overworked and underappreciated, or they're obsessive compulsive, like completely obsessive. And there's the only thing that's important to them is their reputation and them, you know, getting their guy, because that's what they're good at, and everything else they're trash at. And then there's this thing where the bad guys are not always really bad. This is just something that, man, I fell into it when I was a kid, and I ended up being really good at it. I have a talent for it, and it is what it is. And I follow the rules, and they don't do it because they want to hurt people, or that because they're just these savage individuals. It's just like, yo, man, like, all right, I can rob a bank. I know you're going to get your money back. It's insured. You know, as long as everybody does what they're supposed to do, as long as my team does what they're supposed to do, and the people I'm telling get the fuck down, as long as nobody gets hurt. We get in, we get out. It is what it is. And then we have rules for everything that's supposed to come out of it. And then comes the reality of, no matter how much you might have your life figured out and organized, there's always a tripwire. There's always something that you haven't accounted for, and you never know. And are you, and then the last part is, are you man enough to stick to the code that you set yourself into? You know, and are you willing to deal with the consequences of that code? And I think that was, I'm just a sucker for honor and duty type stuff. You know what I mean? So when you see this film play out the way it plays out, you know, you got a little thug tear going on at the end. You know what I'm saying? Because you see some shit, man, goddamn, you know what I mean? As I think about it now, and as I watched it again as I was growing, I was like, man, I could have shaved off a few little spaces here and there. I could have done without maybe one or two scenes. Not a lot. I mean, like, it's instead of it being like 3 and some change, I probably would have been like 2:45 for me. But I love this film. It's a classic. I think both of them play unique versions of themselves. And this was the first time I see good and evil not as polar opposites, but as the same person. And then good and evil is sitting down and they're having a real life conversation. And that to me was like, wow. Like because I'm thinking when you're in the trailer, like, you know, somebody going to snuff that motherfucker and, you know, blah, 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 you know what I mean? Like, you're just waiting for, but it's such an adult moment. You know what I mean? And it's not like something that happens 15 minutes in. This is like an hour and a half in. So they're making a lot of moves. A lot of stuff is happening. And then, you know, realistically, you know, and I'm not trying to give anything away, but, you know, there's a character that's just like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. And, you know what I mean? Oh, nah. Like, you know, we're going to talk. And, you know what I mean? And I thought that was like, once again, not a stereotypical scene you see in action films. Now, this film starts to change how action films and how action characters are built in the future. How we look at character building, how we look at bad guys. This is one of those films that redefines what a villain is, or the fact that, yo, we can have villains of different styles. It's just not the evil man. I'm going to kill them all tonight. Come on, boys. Everybody, the grandma can go. Like, you know, it stopped being about that, and it started being more, you sympathize and you empathize with this, so that whatever happens at the end of the film, nobody's the winner. And you're the worst person because you're crying, man, my man didn't have to get killed like that, or man, they had to do him like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's never a winner you come out of these films, but you do get that emotional kind of connection. And I think that, you know, hence, you know, we're looking at this time period and you see how they take you through this Avengers thing. And then at first it's so easy for you to not like the big villain, and then the big villain gives you the plot twist, and you kind of like, man, you ain't wrong, but come on, you ain't gotta do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that kind of thing, man. I love that, and seeing that as being like, I can see that this is one of those films that kind of helps create the future of what we enjoy now. It's just that I wish that Michael Mann would watch his own films and see why he sucks now. So with that being said, Michael Mann sucks. I just recently, what did we fucking watch? Let me stop.
Ferrari.
My bad.
It's funny because he's working on the sequel.
Ferrari 2? Oh God.
No.
Okay, good.
No, Heat 2.
Heat 2.
I'm about to say, I don't know if this team can last with another Ferrari film. No, just playing.
Yeah, but he didn't write Ferrari, so that's half the problem there. There's like 3 writers on that.
So are we bringing back Pacino and what you call it? Are they going to play the main characters in this?
I don't know. There was a book that came out. It was a bestseller that did Heat 2, and they didn't say exactly what the plot is for it, but I don't know. I mean, what would you guys do if you guys are writing?
I get these 2 80-year-old dudes and put some big gigantic guns in their hands. I'm gonna kill you.
I saw Al Pacino recently in that docu-series with Sylvester Stallone on Paramount Plus, and I would not put that man on camera. He looks like absolute shit.
Don't do it.
It would just diminish his legacy.
No. I was telling Leo, like, if it was me, I would enjoy if you just handed it to a new crowd. You know, you give just this captivating story in a new city, and Al's character has maybe a precinct named after him. It's just a picture in the background, just a nod. And Chris, who's one of the people that's left, it's maybe his son. And he's continuing what that is. And you watch it with the new technology and social media. How do you pull off a heist?
What happens is the daughter ends up becoming a cop. You know, Pacino's daughter becomes a cop, and then he slept with the one chick before he dipped off. So they have a kid. So the kid comes, and now inevitably they're locked into this, kind of like mystical. They have to go against each other because that's just how the cosmos is.
Mystical.
God.
Danger.
Remember, Natalie Portman wasn't his daughter. Like, not his daughter. That was his stepdaughter. Her dad was a piece of shit, and you just never saw.
Nope.
Got you.
Who he was.
You thought she was crazy at first.
Yeah. Like, there's an imaginary man that she thinks is her
and
daddy.
that's what they painted. Like, even when he was in the tub, I'm like, is Al in trouble? Because, I mean, he's supposed to be watching her. And in reality, no, she just chose his hotel, his place to do it. And the mom was like, she chose you. And that means something. Does it?
Does it?
Not
you
for the
whore?
plot? Not for the plot.
Fucking wife.
I felt bad for that dude. What was that dude's name? They was like, yeah, you can, my wife, you can sit on my house, but you're not going to watch my TV. This 19-inch 3-channel with the rabbit ears.
That's Hank Azaria. That's who played that part.
Oh, you're right.
I think that is the only time I would condone domestic violence, because that bitch would have gotten a back motherfucking hand from me. Like, no lie. That's some grimy ass shit. Your man out there working his ass off. I'm sorry. I take it back. Sorry, ladies. It's just stuff I don't agree with.
We're all fine here. No,
I don't think she's wrong. I mean, she asked for time, and he was trying to give her a watch, and she really wanted time. She wasn't wrong.
But you have to understand, like, those are things you sign up for. Hey, I'm marrying a detective. I'm marrying a cop. Their schedules are ridiculous. There is no set schedule. It's not a 9-to-5. That's like, oh, my husband is a doctor. Oh, you don't have time for me. Bitch, I'm a doctor. I'm on call. Like, I told you what I was doing, what my life was. But here I am. You got a beautiful home. I'm not cheating on you. All I do is work and come home to you when I can.
When I can.
And I provide you with everything that you need.
All right. We gotta move on. We gotta move. We're 43 minutes in.
I told you I was going ham on heat.
I see. Well, you need to go ham on rye with
rye, yeah.
and cheese. So anyway, before we do that, ham on rye with mustard and cheese. All right. Is it a classic? Is it a good watch? Is it catch on streaming? Is it not doing for me? Is it a sounds so sweet? If you ever show me this ever again, I will. Iris, go first. Your review.
Of course, it's a classic. I don't even know why we're going around the room with this.
To be honest, yeah.
It's like
Maybe Dad Panther might have a change of opinion. Sir, is this a classic good watch, catch on streaming, not doing it for me? Is it a or something else?
Award-winning classic. It's a classic. It should have another tier.
Man, oh man.
Above classic. Oh, okay.
Award-winning classic.
Classic on classic on classic. All right, Eddie, you feeling the same way?
Yes, classic on classic on classic.
Mm-hmm.
Might be a little rough for me though. Might be a little rough.
A lie. Here's a lie. I was like, I know why you always lying. You always lying.
You gotta keep styling on these people, man. You gotta keep styling on them. You never know. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's move on to our next segment, which is gonna be short as hell because we got so much stuff we gotta do. All right. Raw WWE without a condom is coming to Netflix. WWE Raw has partnered with Netflix. WWE strikes $5 billion with a B, $5 billion deal with Netflix to stream Raw. Jesus Christ. I've never seen unprotected sex be so expensive. Shout out to them.
Hey, listen, it costs money.
Oh no, it is. It's definitely one of those things. How do y'all feel about this? I mean, all right, the bigger question is, before I get excited, is anybody in here a WWE fan or used to be a WWE fan?
Used to be.
I
dabble a little bit here.
I still watch it.
Depending on the SummerSlam or the Royal Rumble, I dabble a little bit.
Okay. So do you feel like this, and this is a really important question for Netflix, does this sway your decision to maybe just tap in? Like, I tap in. Would you feel like the need to?
It doesn't change mine, but I can see the bigger, because I have Peacock for wrestling as well. Like, that's a part that you get it. And WWE has branched off and created something where they're on USA, they're on Fox. So really they're taking a lot of their shows, they're splitting it up. And you're talking about NFL money that they just picked up. And I was telling Lingo earlier today, like, this is big because when they changed their subscription with that password situation, people thought they would lose money. They actually gain more money. They make $3 billion plus a year. So for them to pay $5 billion to get one show, while WWE has more shows, I think you're going to see people come to that live action, because I think this is the first time they've actually put sports on Netflix.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Yes, sir. I will agree. This is the first time they've done sports. This is not the first time they've done a live. But I feel like at $5 billion, we're not looking at one event. We might be looking at a series of events over the course of X amount of years, which to me is a great gateway drug if you're trying to introduce Netflix Live, which is like, all right, this is our live television component. Come tune in for these, and then, hey, you can stay and watch whatever other random stuff that we already have in our library that we can throw you into. And then now we can do some stand-up comedy. We can do blah, 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 and make it, maybe you can turn it into a 24-hour live station if that's something that somebody wants to tap into. So, Eddie, is there anything you want to throw in?
No, I think you guys hit all the points. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I mean, you're talking one episode a week, 52 weeks a year. That's a lot of content. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a fact. All right, let's move on to the next thing. I couldn't download this in time, but hold on, let me throw this back on the side so that we can see. This came out on social media and really kind of took my breath away. Like, I was not prepared for this. Let me say what I mean. I didn't think Will Smith was really kicking ass that fucking much. Yo, $3.93 billion is not a small amount of money, my nigga. Like, are we talking Will Smith might be a billionaire? That's crazy. And then Alcon Entertainment, I don't even know who the hell that is. Shout out to him. 1.97 billion. We talking about Will Packer. Will Packer I'm more surprised than that he even got $1 billion, because he's got a bunch of films, but none of them was like big box office. I'm less surprised at Will. I'm just surprised that it forced me to think back how many films bear his logo. And then I have to start thinking all the way back to, wait a minute, even Hitch was an overproduction. So I'm thinking he might have some ownership in that, and then every film that came after that. So any set that Will Smith stepped into after a certain point were all his, that is freaking impressive. Will Packer, being that he has done so much, giving him shout outs, man. That 1.25 well earned. I feel like Will Packer has busted his butt from being and this is not sounding disrespectful, but like from being nobody to like self-funding and begging for money to being able to be in a position that he's in. Shout out to him. He's kind of like the go-to guy for all of the mid-tier black actors that are just trying to keep work going. He's that first phone call, baby. What you got for me? Hey man, I gotta pay my mortgage this month. What we got? And then the OG daddy, Big Daddy Johnson, dropping his dick on the table. Eddie Murphy at $1 billion.
This one surprised me. I didn't expect him to be above Tyler Perry.
Facts. Facts. Look at Iris, like, nigga, fuck that. All right, I see you.
I'm glad, but I didn't know that was that was possible.
But then if we sit and think about, once again, if we start thinking back to how many films Eddie was in control of, even in the late 80s into the 90s. So when you start talking about Harlem Nights, wasn't no fucking white company trying to finance Harlem Nights. So for him strong arming that was his production company. Boomerang was his production. You know what I mean? Vampire in Brooklyn wasn't his, but I think there's a point where once again, it's like once you start seeing like Harlem Nights and everything moving forward, I think he starts being in control. Anything that he's stepping on to, I need to have parts in. I need to have some ownership. I need to have control. So then, you know, we kind of, and I think Coming to America might be
still putting money in his pocket.
Yeah, it's probably still within his control. So, like, you know, and I'm not saying actors don't get residuals, because there are certain actors that they may not have control of the film or ownership, but they're getting residuals. But there's a different check cut, you know, when you own part of that slice of that pie like that. So, yeah, shout out to him. Producer credit. But I will agree. I thought Ice Cube would have been higher. All right, this is my list. I would have had. First of all, Will Smith wouldn't have been in the running for me. So that I thought it was going to be like number 1, Tyler Perry, number 2, Ice Cube. I would keep Will Packer where he is. This Alcon guy wouldn't exist in my world because I don't know who the hell he is.
If you saw his logo, you'd recognize who that is.
Right.
And realize like, oh, okay, that's that guy. I just didn't know it was black owned. Because I've seen plenty of Alcon movies, not knowing that it was black owned.
That's what's got you. Shout out to him. So, like, yeah, I would have imagined it. I would have definitely put Harpo higher because she produces a lot of stuff. I would have put the Wayans family higher. They produced a lot of stuff. Maybe not in this time period. I would have even put Monkey Paw a little bit higher, mainly because of the huge success of his last. Okay, the huge success of his first film. The other 2 films were moderate, and then he did a couple of television things. I didn't think I wouldn't have had Martin on his list at all. But once again, it's understandable when you put your brain to it. You know, John Boyega, didn't know he had a production company.
I'm glad,
but shout out to him. I wouldn't have put LeBron on the list, even though I'm proud of him. Martin Chase Productions, don't know who that is, but shout out to her. And then Cole Black. Hey, man, you talking about some of the greatest stuff that I used to love back when I was a kid? Cole Black films.
Yeah, you used to see that logo and be like, okay, we're about to get into some shit.
Yeah, exactly. So, definitely, man, I'm surprised that Tyler Perry is not higher, but I am definitely proud. I am proud to live in a time period to be as hopeful as I was to seeing, our people become more in control of our futures. So it was, to me, I was so proud when I saw this, and I was so quick to repost this, and I definitely wanted to make this a part of the show because this is something to be proud of. This is not just, I don't give a fuck how you did it, whether you was wearing a dress like Tyler Perry or whether you was like Eddie Murphy wearing a dress or like Ice Cube, shooting people and frowning. Hey man, we all got to the top and we are all in control of the futures that we create for our own people. So like, shout out to them.
I made it to the top, shooting people and frowning.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he does. So, have you ever seen him smile? Let me play. I'm just playing. That's a joke. That's a joke. So, facts. Let's see. I got a little video clip. Let me see if I can unmute this, and then I'm gonna throw it on the screen, and then we're gonna watch it, and then this is gonna be good for this segment because we got reviews to do. Let's get to it, Mama.
About gender inequality of pay.
Come on, now, talk so I can see
half
something.
of what a man is getting paid.
That sucks balls. All right, Viola Davis is having a conversation. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Leave me alone. I'm just trying to do my job here. So Viola Davis is talking about inclusion. She's definitely talking about wanting us to be. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I've got this. Hold on.
It's in connection to what Taraji was talking about.
What they're getting paid, which is half of what a man is getting paid, well, we get probably a tenth of what a Caucasian woman gets. And I'm number one on the call sheet. And then I have to go in and I have to hustle for my worth. I got the Oscar, I got the Emmy, I got the 2 Tonys. I've done Broadway, I've done off-Broadway, I've done TV, I've done film, I've done all of it. I have a career that's probably comparable to Meryl Streep, Julianne Moore, Sigourney Weaver. They all came out of Yale. They came out of Juilliard. They came out of NYU. They had the same path as me. And yet I am nowhere near them. Not as far as money, not as far as job opportunities. And yet I have to constantly get on that phone and people say, you're a black Meryl Streep. And we love you. There is no one like you. Okay, then if there's no one like me, you think I'm that? You pay me what I'm worth. You give me what I'm worth. I'm not hustling for my worth. I'm worthy.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Iris, I want you to pay me what I'm worth, okay? I don't want you to undervalue me, okay? Because you just because you run shit. I'm a person too. I deserve opportunity. All right, anyway.
Right, we'll send you a plate of food.
See?
I'll take the food. I'll take the food.
That's all I'm worth. That's all I'm worth to you. Is a plate of food. All right.
So I know we got to move on, but we need to have a backlot conversation. Unfortunately, I'm sorry we can't do it tonight, but I want to have a conversation about that list of billionaires and in my opinion, like why Viola's having to have those conversations and they got this money, and I feel like there's only a few that's still working directly with us, and then there's a few that's making money because they keep attaching themselves to the white studios and not actually like trying to make a whole film community for us. So we need to have that discussion on the backlot one day.
Great.
Dang, that's deep. That's super deep. All right, let's get into the greatness. It's big movie time.
How was Nebraska?
It was the usual.
Mr. Brackett, can you tell us what happened that night at the hotel?
It was our anniversary, so we wanted to go out.
I won't be me, you won't be you.
Just 2 strangers meeting in a bar.
Tomorrow night.
I'm Jack.
Alice.
Do you and your wife role play often?
What exactly is this about?
Do you know this man?
No.
Jack, Bob, Jack.
Pleasure. He just talked for 5 minutes to all the victims of her charms, and then he left. The one and only. Hey, where are you?
I'll be right back.
The wife's real name is Anna Peller. Wanted for contract killings across several continents.
All right. I am very, very dismayed that I did not have the opportunity to watch this film because this was something I was excited about watching, and I'm still gonna watch it. It's just gonna happen to be Saturday when I have to catch up with all the other stuff that I have to be prepared with for Sunday. So I am gonna let my once again the illustrious team of great reviewers take the reins. And you know what? I'll even jump off the screen so that these gangsters can do what they do best, man. Eddie, take it away, man.
All right, so let's also be mindful that he did not see it, so please no spoilers, okay, guys. All right, so
you do what you gotta do.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but
No
I feel bad
spoilers.
that my review still may make you be like, oh. Anyway, so initial impression for me, JS1 showed us this trailer a few weeks back, and my dumbass thought it was a series. So I was like, oh yeah, I don't know, I automatically do that with stuff I'm interested in, I guess, because I'm hoping that I can get enough story out of it, because in the movies. It's hard now to get the people for some reason Hollywood doesn't really care about giving you a really good story in that movie time. So I'd be hoping for a series. And when we found out it was a movie, I was like, hey, let's add it to this week. And I was looking forward to watching it. Iris, how about you? What was your initial impression?
I actually didn't even know it existed until you guys. Until you was like, "Hey, this movie on Prime." Like, oh, that
You
one.
might have missed that episode when we watched
Yes,
it.
I did. I think I did. And I was curious, just to see how it is. I mean, they've made other movies like this before, where a spouse finds out their other spouse is you know, assassin or undercover agent. So I was like, okay, how are they gonna make this one different?
Mhm.
So I didn't go in with high hopes. I try to go in with like a blank slate, like, okay, let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
Let's see
Let's
what happens.
see what happens. I do like this chick. I always forget her name.
Her name is Kaley Cuoco.
Yes, that one. You got it. That one there. I did love her as Penny in The Big Bang Theory. So, I mean, I do enjoy her as an actress, but because I'm so used to her just being so like funny and like dramatic, um I know this role it's like a different direction than what I've seen her in. So, I was just like, "Oh, okay, let's see how, she's widening her range. Let's see how this goes."
Okay. All right. So you didn't see her in the flight attendant series then, no?
No, I did not.
Something you
It
should
didn't
watch.
catch me.
Oh, all right. The Dad Panther, tell us your initial impression, please, sir.
I'll go in with the fact of I thought this movie was gonna suck. I didn't think it was gonna be good. I didn't think it was gonna be anything worth watching. I thought it was gonna be a movie, yes, but I wanted it to be a series because, like you said before, we're just not getting the full story. And it's kind of our way of now getting straight to DVD, it's straight to streaming or even theater, and it's just not enough. So I was like, if this is gonna be a movie, it's not gonna be very good. I needed to be a series. As far as the actors and what I've seen in the past, they both have done some things that have gotten us all to cheer for. Flight Attendant was a good call out because that's what I was thinking, because that's similar to the role that you see in this. And that was it. My expectations were as low as a pregnant ant.
That was good.
As low
Why
as a
you
pregnant
mad?
ant.
You
They
didn't even
brought it back to give you the disapproval.
Who taught you how to do that? Easy taught me.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into the highs and lows. Iris, you want to go ahead and start, please?
Sure. So, highs. I mean, I wouldn't say I have many highs about the movie. It was what it was. I would say I liked that they made the couple diverse. Kudos to them for that, I guess. And yeah, and then lows is like I said for my highs. I mean, it was what it was, Not that it was a bad movie, it was interesting. But I don't know, it just was very typical.
All right. Okay. All right. So, that
So, like,
person, let us
This-
get
hey,
your
listen,
house a little.
We're gonna role play. We're all gonna role play here. We're gonna make this like speed dating. Okay. So the highs for this movie was it actually was shot better than I thought it was. It looked like it was straight to TV. It didn't look like a movie setup. And I thought the cast did a well job as far as the acting. At least the two main characters, there was some chemistry there. Some movies you don't see that chemistry. The bad thing about it is this genre or this type of movie we see on movies. New almost every year there's a movie or television show where something is like this on the same place Prime on February 2nd. You get Mr. and Mrs. Smith, something similar. You've got movies that are deep and dramatic like Americans, and you've got Lioness that have certain elements of it. So we've seen this a lot. They didn't do anything new. They didn't even, it wasn't that special. It was a movie that you can watch on date night in the background. But that's it for me.
Agreed.
You definitely got that speed dating on lock. All right. So, highs for me, I thought that the first part of half of the movie was actually pretty interesting. I thought it was cute. I thought their chemistry was coming together. I like how smooth she operated, and they were trying to do the role playing and the date night, and the job ends up interfering. And I liked how all of that played out. And then I felt like once it got to the second half of the big reveal of what she does and everything getting involved, I felt like that somebody was trying to execute something that was outside of their purview. They should have had some help with that. I felt like the pacing, and now I'm going right into the lows. I was only highs I had. So I felt like the pacing was horrible. There was a lot of times where I was looking at my fiance and looking at her face where it looked like she was daydreaming. So if she was not paying attention, I know, because she's normally just into everything. Like, it's cool, right? And I normally be the one that's like, yeah, but she was looking like couldn't wait for it to be over. The pacing was horrible. The story I felt like characters start, just being dumb, doing stupid stuff. One of the reasons I was disappointed, I thought that when I watched the trailer, and this is again why I don't like watch trailers, because I make an assumption and then I get something totally different. I thought that the whole role plan was going to be a continuous thing. Again, I thought it was a series where she's constantly doing these date nights and these role playing as a cover to go do her shit while still giving her husband the night of his life. And I would have loved to have seen that continuously, how crazy it can get and how he has no idea. And then eventually he gets pulled into it. That's what I was hoping for. But this literally, the role play was about this one night of role play and what led beyond that. And so I felt that was very disappointing as well. And like I said, the pacing towards the second half of the movie, the action, when everything shifted, I felt like that the writers and directors were way out of pocket, and it was fairly disappointing. So we need to rate this thing.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I'm glad y'all have more to share than I did.
Do you want to just share? Like, we'll look at the list and then we just 1, 2, 3 blurt it out.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I like that.
Let's do it.
Right.
Bring up the list. Who
All
wants to count us in?
I'm gonna count you in. 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh,
Not
hell
doing
no.
it for me. Oh,
We got
sorry.
2. Oh hell no! And not doing it for me.
And she said it's not doing it for me. She was being nice. Y'all being disrespectful.
I could
It
tell
just-
she was being nice. And I could tell she was being nice
I
because she
thought,
just stopped
to be
talking.
honest-
And I'm like, Iris, I think you hated that movie more than you want to say.
You know what it is?
us
Okay,
the real review.
because you guys seem to be at that level, not doing it for me. Especially because y'all had so much more bullshit to say when, to be honest, all y'all had to say was this movie was boring as hell and it was just exactly what we expected. Like all the other shit that we've been watching, I'm good. Okay.
All right. But her rating was higher than ours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be
All right,
in with
so
the
Don't
crowd.
be nice.
but-
Real reviews.
I was trying to be nice. But that's all right.
All right.
That's all right. I'll go back to my original, which is way past hell nah.
What?
It's
What just happened?
Yeah.
She
Don't
slipped
ever
rolls
put
on
shit
us?
on my TV again because I will slap the shit out of you.
all right.
All right. You heard it first.
The first person to incite violence on this show. I knew it was going to be Iris. I just knew it. I knew Iris would be the first one that was going to utilize. All right, let's get into it. You know what I'm saying? Talking about some slapping, talking about some action. Beekeeper. Let's show y'all what it's really all about, because he don't be playing with y'all. Let's go, Jason.
Everyone, need your attention, please. I'm gonna put
That hat is way too big.
You're a blessing, Mr. Clay. This place was crabgrass and weeds, and you brought it back to life.
Mrs. Parker and I were friends. She was like family. She was the only person who ever took care of me.
I just got a message saying that there's a problem with my computer.
Yes, ma'am. We got this.
Yesterday, she shot herself.
This is private property.
Do you know what they do here? Scamming the weakest in our society.
Buddy, I'm counting to 3.
1, 2, 3. There, I did it for you.
That hat's too big.
Oh, yeah, baby. Don't you feel it? You feel it in your system, don't you? Movie goodness. I was in the theater. Boy, I wish I could have plugged up a microphone and gotten a screen while I was in the motherfucking theater. Woo! Real reviews live on location, motherfucker. Let me tell you about this shit. But I had to hold it. I said, hold it in, Jay. We got a show to do. And you know what I'm saying? I said, I want to make sure I got the team together before we got to talking about this. All right. So before, I feel like it is important, before I lose my shit, that I will allow the team their opportunity, because I want them to be heard, and I want them to be appreciated and know that they're loved. So, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel Iris, man, there were a lot of beautiful queens in that film, a lot of beautiful queen leads. Why don't you lead us into the greatness of this? What were your initial impressions when we were like, yo, you got to go see a movie called Beekeeper?
Okay, because I know it was Jason Statham, I know it was gonna have action in it. Now, I know there have been some movies that haven't been that great that were action flicks, but I don't know. Like, I love Jason so much that no matter what he plays in is just amazing to me.
You wore lingerie, didn't you? Because you thought you might.
No, are you crazy? I was with my child. Like,
I didn't say you wore outside fool. Like, you can wear it under your clothes. What is
she wearing it now vocally? You don't hear how her voice has poured on thick like honey?
Exactly. I have always loved Jason Statham.
She'll go watch a movie where he's playing Frederick Douglass, and she'll be like, sign me up.
I probably will watch that shit to be like, I want to see how he decided to whip everybody's ass instead of use his words.
Jason Statham is Mark Anthony.
All right, Dad Panther. What was your initial impressions?
I thought this was gonna suck. I really did. The name Beekeeper, the trailer just showed me something flashy. I'm like, it's gonna ruin it for me. Jason has done some other stuff in the bad. I'm like, are we getting Crank? What are we getting? Are we getting something kind of Fast and the Furious style? So I went in with very low expectations.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Jason Statham has his own car franchise. It's called Transport.
Lower expectations.
No. We're gonna respect Statham while the Queen is here.
What have you done for me lately?
You know what? I know. To the green room with you.
Exactly.
Don't disrespect the Statham. Pause. Eddie, please give us your not the highs and lows. Give me your initial impression.
Initial impression was I was also not looking forward to watching. When we watched the trailer, I not excited. I thought the premise was weak, and I know it's just gonna be an excuse for action. So that was my initial impression.
Yo, my initial impression was ain't no other movies coming out this month, and I already paid the money for the damn service that I use. So I was like, "We going to watch this movie, nigga." Like,
I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna get
my
mine.
money's worth. I have zero faith, but this is something that I'm gonna go see. You know what I mean? So that was my initial impressions. So who wants to take? You know what? Why am I?
You already know. You already know.
Iris, come on now. Let's jump on that big screen and talk about your man. Talk about your man right now. God damn, what am I even thinking
on him?
Now, first thing I gotta point out is that the whole when Dat Panther there pointed out that the hat was too big, that was actually the first thing I said when I saw that scene. I was like, wow, that should make his head really that big? Like the hat really makes it pronounced. And I really don't like how he looks like he did I don't know how you say a
Botox?
tinte on his beard, like he painted it or some shit.
What's the treatment you get at the kiosk at the mall when you just
don't
want a
know.
little coloring on it?
But Beijing.
Yes, Beijing. He got that.
Yeah, whatever. It looked like he dyed his shit. Like it looked, I don't know. I thought it looked a little weird, but just to get into my highs. My high for this entire movie was just seeing him. And the funny thing is that it's not about how he looks. It's the fact that I just like how he moves his body. Like the way he kicks
It's not
ass,
his
like
looks.
I don't know what it is. It's like I don't know. It's like
It ain't your beauty.
no,
It's your
it just
booty.
does it for me, you know. My boo was watching the movie with me, and I was like, "Yo, can you do anything like that?" He looks at me. I'm like, I'm just saying, you know, if you can, let me know. Let a bitch know. And Lowe's, I feel like the beginning of the movie was a little too over the top dramatic because with certain scans, depending on what happened to you, especially the money from the charity that you see that gets drained, that's all insured. So sometimes, at least maybe not the whole thing, but a percentage of it can be put back. Um, so I don't know. I think the whole thing of like shooting yourself in the head was just like, really? I mean, it's a little over the top. Now, don't get me wrong. In some cases, you know, when you're scammed out of your money because you willingly shared information, you're shit out of luck. You lost your money. You willingly gave up your details to this person and willingly gave them money, even if they did play you and manipulate you. And in some cases, that money is a lost. I have a family member who dealt with that situation like that. And yeah, the money was a lost. But I think the whole that, you know, I just thought it was a little over the top dramatic. But then again, if there wasn't a situation that was a starting point, then we would have never seen our beekeeper in action. So I would say that just the way it started out the story was, I think, a little bit of bullshit for me. But you know, I was just like, really? That's how we gonna start this? Okay. Okay. So yeah. Next.
Clean up aisle 3.
No.
All right, Dad Panther, what's up?
Hey, listen. In all honesty, the production level was smooth. The things I did not like about this movie was it wasn't real at all. like she said before, you're looking at all these amounts. Banks are going to ask you, or they're going to check, they're going to send a notification, especially after the pandemic. So the fact that you're able to take all this money and then the bank is like, hey, we got fraud alert. I got denied 3 times just the same week because I didn't change my address for the bank buying something at Publix. So the fact that you can drop all this money, they should have had some of the accounts. Once I saw that, I was like, it's Fast and Furious like universe. Nothing's real. Just enjoy the ride. So not liking the fact that like the story with the beekeepers made no sense. They didn't put really anything in it, which is unfortunate because the whole secret government cell operation that comes up, like it makes sense. Like there's the video game series The Division, which has a movie coming out later from the same writer from Red Notice. Like that is a real thing that you see in movies and stuff. And so the fact that they don't mention any of that, the beekeeper, it's just very blah. They don't follow some of the same rules as what it was. So it was a bad movie on that part of giving you a story. The only good that I have, and you'll see that it outweighs everything else, it's a fucking action movie. It's a hell of an action movie. If you just go in there with the idea of it's not real, enjoy the movie for action. It is a good fucking action movie. The fighting scenes, there's another fighting scene where you see a guy who I think fucking stole the show. It's a good fighting scene, but it carries the rest of the movie. Fuck the story. Doesn't matter. You want to see action? Go see The Beekeeper. That's it. That's all I got.
All right, yeah. So, like I said before, this movie going in, I knew it was just an excuse for action. So, I didn't have any expectations for the story. So, my highest for me was that I actually was pleasantly surprised at some of the action sequence I got. I was definitely pleased, especially with how they manifested the art of building somebody up and giving you a worthy opponent. Or at least somebody at a higher level end, which Reacher failed to do. Okay, but we're not gonna get into that. But there was somebody that they pumped up, and then when they had their moment, he came with it. He still failed, but he brought it, and that was very rewarding to me. As far as the reality of things go, I expected they just be pushing through the story, whatever works. We know that if things were more realistic, this movie would have never happened, especially when you get towards the ending that you have, and how that accessibility would have not even been possible. Lows for me also is that I felt like there was a lot of really bad acting in a lot of moments. There was people that were supposed to be in high authority positions, even our lead, and sometimes our female lead. I felt like there were moments where everybody was just. The acting was just poor, and that I didn't expect. I thought that these people were going to try and get Oscars and sell us on this bad story, and I still say it's a bad story. But then you give me bad story, bad acting, and I'm like, come on, I'm trying to like this. I came in with the lowest expectations, so you can't help but win me over, But I mean, it is what it is. Just what let's let you go ahead and just blow it up, please.
Yo, I number one, I want to thank you guys because you guys. Hold on, let me give y'all some because y'all fucking killed this shit. Man. I don't know why, Dan. Why are you putting the violin on it? I'm giving you a compliment, and you're going, man, you fucking asshole.
I'm getting ready for the symphony that is about to start. And so I dun, 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 dun. So yeah,
it's not that.
I had a box of tissues.
Yeah, it's not that serious. I mean, I just have a few points that I want to make. I just wanted to make sure everybody got, they're saying so before, anything else. How do I say this? How do I put this into words? What the fuck? Okay, so I was crying at the end. Like I had tears of laughter. My ribs were hurting. That's the ending point. The starting point was a genuine interest in just having a good night. I went last night with one of the homies. Like we went out. It's a Wednesday. Ain't nothing going on. It's me, him, and like 4 other people in a theater that holds 250 people. It was a huge IMAX theater. So I got to hear everything and I got to see everything crystal clear. Number one, great. All right. And this is where we all going because Eddie's not going to love me for this. And I understand. I love the premise. Like I told Faye when we were walking out of the theater, I said, nigga, we need a new bad evil thing. And he was like, what you talking about? I said, who the fuck is killing old ladies, nigga? Who the fuck is robbing the shit out of? I like, yo, that was fucking genius. I was like, and then to get Felicia Rashad, her beautiful old ass, I would shag the hell out of Felicia. Anyway, but I mean, she is America's mom from the 80s. She's so wholesome, and she was so like everything she did, the way they played it out was perfect. You know what I'm saying? You could sense before you saw all the gangster shit, if you didn't watch the trailers, that this guy is just like, he just trying to retire, man. He ain't that old, but he just out here kicking it. He minding his own motherfucking business. He be smelling the good food coming out the kitchen, and she say, babe, come on, get you some food. He like, all right, let me go handle what I'll be back. I'm gonna come, but let me go ahead. And so like, I was in from Felicia Rashad, and then I'm thinking from the marketing department of the company, I said, man, the darkies are gonna love this. The Jason Statham is on the line with the darkies. Like, they kind of like one, they kind of don't. But if he does some gangster stuff for Felicia Rashad, oh, we out of here, baby. We number one in the box office. I was ready. So I was like, all right, cool. We set it up good. Guess what? We get an asshole little young white kid with a gold chain and a shitty jacket, and he's going off and he's doing all. I said, this is great. Oh man, I'm leaning in. I'm like, oh, this is good. Like, yeah, we in there. Oh, I'm in here. I'm bought in. All that shit y'all talking about, that's for smart people. Dumb niggas like me, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about, but I'm in. Like, he is leaning in. He's tricking her. He done took some money. He done did some boopity boop magic shit. And I felt bad. Because then when I was like, oh, that's a fun for the little kids. Oh, so now we're not even just stealing from Felicia. We're stealing from the kids, bro. That's sinister. The white, young, dirty, disgusting white kid with all of his disgusting white friends, these fucking piece of shit sons of bitches. Yo, somebody needs to do something. And guess what? Guess what, Iris? Guess what? There was somebody there. They locked him up at first, though. They locked the shit up out of his ass. They was the daughter was going to throw his ass under the jail. If you had left it up to her, we wouldn't have this movie. His ass would have did the electric chair that week. She was going to kill his thing. But we ain't going to get into that. Out of the ashes comes my man. He didn't have a phone, Iris. He didn't have a phone. But guess where he went? Yeah, he went to the bees. He went to the bee line, huh? The bee line. Yeah, baby. Yeah. And we took this goddamn film to another level. This was classic 90s, early 2000s. This reminded me of goddamn Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, where the most colorful collection of goofy ass, run-of-the-mill, don't have a name niggas with guns is running amok over the East Coast of the United States. And guess what the FBI does? They have two meetings. The first meeting, she says some goofy shit because she finds out about bees. She starts B-facts, and he says, this nigga said, go ahead, yo, you got a SWAT team, this, that, go. They walk out the room and said, bitch, we just read B-facts, and this nigga gave us a fucking team. So what do you do after that, Iris? What do? You tell them all B shit. And guess what happens? They got a blank check to do whatever they wanted. A blank check, Iris.
And they still couldn't take my man out. They still couldn't. Took all their asses out.
No, Iris, we're gonna take it to another level. You wasn't paying attention. Guess what they spent that money on, Iris? Not a goddamn thing. They ain't spent that goddamn check on nothing because there was nothing to goddamn buy. The secret was already on payroll. Okay, the mercenaries came out of the nigga pocket. What the fuck do we need a blank check for? What the? Tell me, nigga. What did they need the blank check for? I'm sorry. My man's is over. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. What the fuck do we need a blank check for? This fucking goofy ass film goes all. What the fuck is going on in this film? Yo, there's more than one beekeeper because obviously there's a hive, nigga. What the fuck is going on?
Can't even talk. Jesus Christ.
Oh Lord. Oh, okay. Oh, my God. This shit is hilarious. All right. Highs. Who's the girl's name that was the female FBI agent? Who's her?
Beautiful.
Her name is Emmy Raver Lampman.
She was also
she's
in
from
Hamilton.
Umbrella and
She was in-
Umbrella Academy.
Yep, and that. Yep. Mhm.
Oh, that's that Umbrella Academy.
Yeah,
I hate
the
she
older
put on some
sister.
thickness.
I
some
heard a
goodness.
rumor
Yeah, she.
I hate
thick.
yeah, I
She was
hate
the
to
honey
see her go.
in this movie.
But I love to see her walk away. Every time she walked away, whoo, Lord Jesus. That goofy ass hairstyle, they could have done without it. But
I thought the hairstyle was
all
nice.
natural. Yeah.
I think Hollywood's been forcing that a little too much lately.
The curly, goofy hair, nigga, get the fuck out of here. All right, so let's get to not you.
To the one viewer, so that has that exact same hairstyle. It looks beautiful on you.
While you were talking,
That's right, Dad Panther. That's right, Dad Panther.
You step back. Yeah, I mean, God damn. All right, at the end of the movie, Dad Panther, I don't know if you saw the ending where the ending where he ends up with a G.I. Joe outfit and he just off into the sunset. And then I'm like, yo, yeah, this is gangster shit. We can see the conclusion. Oh, credits. Holy fucking shit. Is that the credits?
Part 2, that's why. Beekeeper Part 2 is coming. It's coming. And Jason was a producer on this movie, so you know it's coming.
There was a point probably an hour into the film where I was like, yo, this is Jason's, vehicle back, man. He could be back to being a superstar. He's back. And my homie was like, he was ever a superstar? Like, you shut the fuck up. This is his role back. This is it. By the end of the film, I didn't have nothing to say. My whole thing was, what the fuck did I just finish watching, bro? Like I was never been uninterested, brought all the way in. Like you brought me all the way and got me excited. And then you pissed on me in the middle of the goddamn theater, into my bucket of popcorn, into my soda, and then ended the film. Like ended it with ego. Like the way that movie ended was, what, boy? That's dumb, boy. You don't get no more until you get the next one, bitch. I never want to get another one again. What the hell are you doing?
I'm excited to see number 2.
I'm quite sure you are. You get out the shower, ass naked, some shit like that. That's the only way you can start the film. So anyway, it don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. There's no way in the world.
It's gonna be a classic. Watch. They're gonna
Hold
be
on.
like the classic Beekeeper.
Honest, I would make it a classic, but there's this one detail that's just throwing me the hell off. So you kill certain people, but then you don't kill other people because you're not a bad guy. So I killed the mercenaries in front of the Secret Service agents, but I'm only going to break the Secret Service's knees. I'm only going to shoot him in the leg. He's never going to walk again, but I didn't kill you. Now, there might have been a few slip-ups. I counted 3 to 4 slip-ups where he by mistakenly killed a secret pop, 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 pop. Now, because there might have been 50 agents and he only killed 3 of them, I feel like Secret Service, they ain't tripping over that. We understand you slipped. You slipped. It was a slip. It was a slip, bro. I didn't mean to kill that nigga, man. So when he's standing out in the back and there's 50 dudes in the room gathering around I'm sorry, spoil it. Get the fuck out of here. If you spoil you outside, the bitch got the gun on you and there's 50 niggas behind you. Nobody's looking to see this nigga. Nobody's going shoot him, get him, jump out the window. No, nobody. Cause he jumped out the window like it was 6 floors, but come to find out, it was the yard, right?
Right there in the yard. Ah, and look, there's the beach. Woohoo! Right where I needed to land.
They looking down the beach, but it's like they was looking for some chicken wings or something. Like they wasn't really aggressive about it. We gotta get him, but we ain't really trying to get him, even though we don't know who the fuck he is. Even though my job is to find this motherfucker, I'm not really gonna be pressed about it. What's your rating? That's all I got. That's all I got. Go ahead.
I mean, I would say there's only one other scene that I thought was kind of crazy when he is outside of the building and all the guys are like huddled and they're talking and he just walks up, joins the conversation, starts whipping their ass. And in one of the scenes, if you pay attention, there are other people from their unit standing there,
In the back,
not
just watching.
faking.
Right there.
Like, why aren't y'all running up? Like, that didn't work for me. That part I had to say that didn't work. I was like,
Just that part.
they should have just ran, you know? Oh no, the rest, I just liked watching him killing everybody.
We
My daughter
understand.
was even there next to me talking about, she's like, you're gonna die.
All right.
Like, yep.
So why do you disagree with him? Why are you hunting him? I mean, he's doing. It's about justice, bitch. If you don't shut the fuck up. I said that loud as hell in the theater. I said that really loud, and everybody laughed. I said, "Bitch, if you don't shut the fuck up," everybody fell out of their chairs. Like, this is about justice, bitch. If you don't, boy, bitch, you ain't had no dick in a while. Because take several seats. The hell? It's about justice. Your mom, like the dude said, bitch, your mama just died. Like,
right.
Like, you know what he was saying in translation? Bitch, you a cold motherfucker. Your mom dead. He the only nigga doing nothing. You
can do for years.
But it's all about justice. The fuck up. What's wrong with you? Anyway, I'm sorry. What's your rating?
Who you want to go first?
Eddie.
Y'all go first.
All right. Oh, what? Iris, you going first?
No, I said y'all go first.
Okay. All right. So, for me, I'm gonna have to go with "Oh Hell No." You know what? When I first left the theater, it wasn't as bad. I was just like, because I had such low expectations, so I was trying to. I got more than what I thought, but then the more I thought about it just brought it back down. So, "Oh Hell No" for me.
Okay. Dad Panther.
There was one or two. I had a jump scare. There was something at a window, and I yelled to the theater, and the people laughed as if it was a horror movie. But the shit, I don't know. I just wasn't ready for it. It scared the fuck out of me, and it made no sense. Just like this story, just like this movie made no sense. There was moments where I did laugh, and I thought it was funny when the dude lost his finger, and the way he's reacting, or the kid who runs everything, he would just say something really spoiled Gen Z like, and some moments were funny, but the storyline, again, to have the woman at the beginning saying she wants revenge in a way because she had pulled a gun on Jason and he wants to get arrested, and they're like, I want it, and there was no justice. She was like, arrest him, it's him, and they're justice, and they're saying no, we're justice, and he's not the guy. So to watch them completely forget that, like they forgot the blank check, almost like somebody at the restaurant was like, no, I'll pay. And they don't have a wallet in their hand. They're just moving their hand, motioning. It was a lot of that. The other thing that just the icing on the cake is he's called the Beekeeper. And a lot of times it's one beekeeper for the hive. So the fact that the hive has multiple beekeepers doesn't really make sense. You could have called them worker bees or different levels. Because right now what we're assuming is he was replaced by the girl who died, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the only beekeeper we know. He was a retired beekeeper. She was the only active agent. There's an organization that managed her to make sure that everything was good. So when they said the beekeeper organization just decided to stay out, they weren't saying that the active one didn't want to do it. She was dead. So they was like, yo, they don't want to get involved. So the people that run the program was like, nah, we good. Mainly probably because they need to find somebody. But go ahead.
I was under the impression that, yeah, but they would have to have another beekeeper in line because this one's dead. The other ones should be there. So they didn't really pan that out. And his beekeeping was 3 stacks of bees. Like that's all he had. He had 3 stacks of bees. They kept showing the same bees. And I'm like, this is it. So because of that, let me see the rating again. What's up there? Oh man, I'm gonna go "Oh Hell No," even though it's number 2 in the country.
Oh hell no! Sir, I think you gave a very accurate depiction. So Iris, how are you feeling? Like where are you at with it?
I am gonna catch it on streaming.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, other than the fact, of course, I enjoy watching Jason. But aside from that, if I had to look at, based off the storyline and, how certain scenes were handled and some of the writing, like, it wasn't that great. But Jason is what did it for me.
Oh Lord Jesus, here we go.
So, if I ain't got nothing else to really do and it pops up on my stream and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch The Beekeeper.
If you buy
And
your
I actually do want to know where they're gonna take it because they did end it abruptly. Like he just goes into the water like if he's fucking Aquaman and then just disappears. So it's like, is that where we're leaving it, guys? Is that what we're doing? Okay. But I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
If we're talking about quality and in comparison to other films, this is definitely a oh hell nah. But my real personal review is Catch It On streaming. I had fun. I laughed. I enjoyed the action. There were many times when I went, "Oh, that's crazy!" You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you could surprise me with the action and the pacing is good, they kept the thing moving. Even though, and let me give them another plus: they didn't overdo the B shit. Because like they were right there on the line. They were right on the line. Like there was just enough B referencing, but like the moment Jason had said something about I'm about to sting you or zzz, or something like that, I'd have been like, all right, fuck it, I'm out. Like, you know what I mean? But they gave you enough and they made it just a hint corny. They give you a little hint of corny, but the rest of it, there you go, a little hint of corny, but everything else was lit. So I'm gonna say Catch Me On streaming, and I hate that I'm agreeing with Iris on this. Yeah, let me see what a sequel looks like.
That I'm agreeing with Iris.
Yeah, because this doesn't make any sense, and we should not want to see another one of these because we have sophisticated palates, Iris. No, Iris, we don't have to like greasy junk food. We want, you know.
Just let it happen.
That shit worked.
I think we should just end the show right here. On that note. So
before we start, do you have insurance? What? Your coverage good? Like, you have dental? Oh, haha. Is there a hospital nearby? Is it, like, too far?
About, like, 25 minutes, I'd say.
Oh, I just slapped you. Are you all right?
What?
So you like to fight? You ever win?
No one ever wins a fight.
what is this? Oh, I should have known anyway.
This ain't the Holiday Inn, pal.
I'm moving.
A friend of mine suggested I come talk to you. I own a roadhouse out in the Florida Keys. Lately, it's been attracting the wrong clientele. I can pay you good money. Judging by your car, you need that shit.
Well, I like my car.
Think about it.
I know who you are. Elwood Dalton. Big fan, man.
That guy's got a knife under his shirt. You just take a big step back and pop me in the face. You can do it.
Tell me about this bouncer. Guy's all nice and shit, like he's Mr. Rogers or something, but then he beats the living shit out of you. Really interesting guy, overall.
Brand wants to take the roadhouse away from me. He wants to build some bullshit resort for a bunch of rich assholes.
I should warn you. People have a certain way of getting things done around here.
Hey, fellas.
Lord.
Looks like you're having a smashing night. Doggy! I got a tip for you. Don't let no one get this close.
Let me guess. Threaten me. Tell me to get out of town. I get the impression that he can't be threatened.
Once Knox is on the job, it's over, baby.
It takes a lot to get me angry, but when I am, I just can't let go. People seem a little aggressive around here.
Is that one a friend of yours?
No, I just broke his arm.
I saw Row House, and it reminded me of the joint from the 80s. And I was like, oh, fuck, I don't want to see this bullshit. But then I seen Jake Gyllenhaal wiggity whack the shit out of them dudes. And I was like, oh, shit, yeah, this is going on the lineup. Click, click. So, man, like, I think we all agree that we all want to see this.
I want to see it.
And can I say, holy shit, Jake Gyllenhaal, what the fuck, dude?
Jack
See, that's the
Gyllenhaal.
perfect for that.
Oh, sorry. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Little Spanish. You know what I mean? Yada yada. So let's move on to the next thing. It's called Tuesday.
I don't think you understand how Tinder works.
Can I tell you something? I know exactly how Tinder works.
Then
I
you
do.
don't understand how flirting works.
How do you think you got here?
It hurts.
Where, honey?
Everywhere.
Unique. You made my head silent.
Who are you talking to? Can you please just come out so she can see you?
Madam, you need to say goodbye to your daughter.
You have to get strong now. I can't. You can. And you have to let me help you.
Life, every life, ends.
I felt the pain that you have. I don't know what I am without you, who I am without you. I don't know what the world is without you in it. I love you more than anything in the whole world. You'll be okay. Promise. Promise. Promise, promise. Promise, promise.
The echo you leave, the legacy, your memory is how she lives.
I have two things I wanted to say. Number one, who the fuck is writing this shit? Like, yo, A24, they have so many interesting, different, like, just different shit. Like, who the fuck is it just one writer? Did they just go to a campus with like some weird ass niggas chained to a fucking door or something? Like, where are they finding these weird ass scripts? And then for them to keep deciding, no, let's keep putting the weird shit out. Like, cause it's working. I'm loving it, but it's fucking weird.
What if it's 24 like computers and it's AI doing it, and they literally are just spitting this out and we don't even know it? They're like, hey, that's
I love
how we
it.
come up with it.
Yo, I think I would buy those computers new something. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them for that.
Let
I
them
think
start
that's
doing movie reviews and let's rack it in, man.
Yeah, facts. You know what I mean? Leave all of the reviews to them. The second question I have is, why would you spend all that money creating a great film and then showing me the whole film in the trailer? The A24? That is dumb as fuck. Why the fuck did you do that? There better be some kind of weird twist I don't know about, because if I watch the movie and find out everything you just told me in the trailer is the movie, I'm gonna be pretty pissed. Yeah. Anybody else want to run it up?
No, I just like you said, A24. I think them, even if the trailer didn't pull me in, seeing their logo on the front made me feel like, all right, we know that they've been pushing the envelope and telling creative stories, so I'm gonna give this a shot, even though the trailer didn't wow me. Just seeing that logo is like, let's see what made them go with this one.
Right.
I'm interested in, it seems like a different spin on like the idea of a Grim Reaper. Like, what if that person is helping you cross over? The other thing that's interesting is Julia in 2017 announced that she was diagnosed with breast cancer. So for her to be acting in this, I'm sure there's going to be an emotional tie on there, like a different vibe of acting where it's real and acting. So I'm interested.
And I would have to say that Julia Dreyfus, everything I know her for has been from funny kind of comedy stuff. Not saying that I never believed she could be a serious actress, but seeing her in this, I'm like, man, it looks like she's giving one of them Oscar level performances. You know what I mean? Snot bubbles and the whole nine. So I can't wait. Iris?
Yeah, it made me cry. That's it. I got teary because other than that extremely odd parrot thing, like being, of course, a mother, the loss of your child. I couldn't even put that into words. I could never even imagine how that would feel. And not only are you losing your child, but it's happening slowly and painfully. So that just, yeah, that just it fucks with me, and I was like, oh God, no.
Wow.
I couldn't. It hit my soul because I don't know what I would do in regards to my own child. Like I would not be okay.
Word. No, I definitely feel you. So before I start crying, let's move on to our next trailer.
Mr. Malloy, this is Mia Harper. I'd like to meet with you to discuss your case. What the prosecution has is pretty damning. I know that you have an eye for details, so don't leave anything out.
She was a goddess. One day I came back and she was gone.
So you believe this guy?
Zaire, why did you do it? I've never seen anything like it.
You always go with your gut.
Please, this is my life and they're trying to ruin me.
You're repping Zaire Malloy.
You damn right.
First word.
Damn.
What do you see?
Longing.
Mia is longing.
Mr. Malloy, I am your attorney. I am not your friend.
He liked to pull my hair and make me gag. He was sadistic.
I'm the type of man loves to see pleasure on my woman's face, not pain.
What do you think?
If he's not lying, he is a psychopath.
Come here.
That does not seem appropriate.
Your eyes do what's appropriate. Close your eyes.
Someone has been covering up evidence in this case.
Why would she record this?
I don't know, Mia.
DNA found in one of your paintings.
It's enough to bury your ass.
You can do it. Don't you lose it.
You have no idea who he is. A snake is never violent when stalking their prey. It's only when they get right into striking distance that they become very violent.
Lordy Jesus. Dad Panther gave up on us and he just left. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. That's
a no from me.
Yo, Eddie, is there anything you want to say?
Nah, I'm okay. But I respect everyone if it ends up being something that we have to watch. But I mean, if we don't, I'll be good too.
Am I wrong by saying we were all excited a little bit?
Yeah.
It was like Kelly
Yeah.
Rowland. I love me some Kelly Rowland, whether
Yeah.
on the screen or on a microphone.
Yeah.
And this new actor, I didn't know who it was. It looked shot well, Netflix, all this stuff. And I think we all saw from Tyler Perry. And everyone was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
The wind out of my sails.
Facts.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was like, oh.
It's gonna be some bullshit.
Yeah.
The crazy word.
Good movie.
I'm gonna say that it was some fishy stuff going on the screen before Tyler Perry came, but when I seen the Tyler Perry, I was like, man, who is this actor dude? Like, I don't know. This is a weird looking guy. And then I was like, oh man, there was some. Yeah, all right. So like, you know what I mean?
What is that?
And it was shot well, but it just seemed like there was some pieces that weren't linking for the trailer. So then when they put the Tyler Perry, it's gonna be some fuck shit. That's why. Oh, got you. Like the story not making sense, and you know what I mean. And then like it started being predictable. Oh yeah, she's gonna start sleeping with the dude, and then it's gonna come out all like, oh yeah, this is. See, Tyler Perry, if you would pay real writers to do real writing, you'd recognize that all of the corny, stupid ass stories that you think are just cutting edge have already been done 1,000,000 times, bro. Like, but you just don't want to. You want to keep all the money to yourself. Like I'm, whatever. But
top
I will
5 producer, top 10.
Yeah, I guess so. But what I will say is the graphics look a lot better. The music sounds a lot better. I mean, like you can there's definitely a huge increase in production value. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully there's nobody sitting in the background drinking fake cups of juice, and you know what I mean, maybe this will turn out to be good, but I'm not gonna ask anybody. I would never watch any Tyler Perry stuff, so I would never ask anybody else to. Like, why would I do that? So
sorry guys, for single
one,
moms.
So yeah, I was about to say, yeah, we're gonna watch it.
Or for the record, that was not my idea. It was.
Oh, Eddie, okay, because he was behind him, then he was that way.
Yeah,
Like,
I was like, who?
He's like, it was this guy. I was like,
yeah, there you go.
So, with that being said, I had so much fun. I missed you guys. I'm so glad to be back. We could do this together. Please tune in Sunday, 12 noon. I am definitely missing out on money to be here to do it. So please make sure y'all don't fuck off. Make sure y'all tune in 12 noon sharp for the best review team in the BIs. Anybody else want to give shout outs before we're out of here?
No.
I'm looking at you.
no.
All right.
Jason.
Yeah, well, again, just cut it right there.
We're out of here. Bye.
No ticket.